everybody. It's been nearly 7 months since Boris Johnson announced lockdown. Remember, it was 7 months ago in March, we went into lockdown around the 25th of March. What a time it's been. Those first couple of months, it just felt like survival. We were stuck in our homes. I could only speak to you through the live stream and the mass, and we were really struggling to stay afloat emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. It was a tough time. What became apparent after a couple of months was we weren't just being affected in those ways, but people were really suffering materially. Families were struggling to put food on the table for their children, whether it was to wash the clothes or just the basic essentials of life weren't getting to families in our area, which is still very poor. We're in one of the poorest parts of London and of our borough of Newham. And so parishioners responded, you responded most generously in donating to the new food bank we set up. A food bank with a difference. Because we weren't able to receive people coming to receive food and supplies, we set up a delivery service. We have a wonderful team of volunteers, of ministers in our parish who take food and supplies out to families who are most in need. That's been going for 5 months now, and I can't thank you enough for the success that you've helped to make it by your generous donations. We are feeding so many families and supplying so many families with the bare essentials. It moves my heart to know that we can do this in our parish, thanks to you and thanks to the generosity of our volunteers. However, we move into a different phase now. While the country isn't fully locked down, people are still suffering, and it's starting to get colder. We need a renewed sort of input of supplies. So I'm asking you again, in your generosity, to begin delivering food, whatever you can spare. And I know it's a tough time, so I'm not asking a lot. I'm just asking what you're capable of bringing to our food bank, which still runs on Monday, Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. So we're more than happy to receive your deliveries during this time. Supplies will be in the description box below this video, so you can see what range of items that you can bring. Maybe just add 1 or 2 things to your shop, if you can afford it, and bring those to the food bank. Someone somewhere will greatly appreciate them, I guarantee you. Also, as the months get colder, we've come alive and we start to supply another need in our parish. Our local homeless are coming to our food bank, and thanks be to God through, again, the generosity of our volunteers, but also with the supplies you give us, we're able to feed and supply the homeless with what they need. We've been sort of making cups of tea, giving them food and sandwiches. So it's an additional service which we become aware of, which really is bringing much life to our area, helping those on our streets. But as it's getting colder, people sleeping on our streets or in inadequate accommodation are cold. And so we're looking now for supplies of warm things, like duffel coats or thick coats or thick jumpers, thick trousers, things which will keep them warm in these cold months. That need is really great. So if you have good quality clothing, and I'm not talking about socks or underwear, although those will be welcome as well. I'm talking about old warm coats that are still in a good condition, jumpers, thick jumpers, that kind of thing, blankets. If you have anything to spare from your goods at home, could you also deliver those to the food bank as well? Because they'll be in great need. As these nights get colder, we'll need those supplies to help our local homeless. I know you'll respond generously because you always have. And I look forward to seeing the smiles on the faces of the people who come to us, of hearing the stories of families who have been fed thanks to you. And so in appreciation in advance, I thank you for your generosity. Let's survive this together, but not only survive, let's flourish through these cold months, through this crisis, knowing that by our faith, our strength comes from Christ Jesus, and we'll come through on the other side better people, more closely united, and united in the love of God. Thank you very much.